A little of my time with Paul Koretz, the great councilman of the 5th District right here.
Well, thank you, Tom. This is a great day, and I thank Jonah and Randy and everybody else who played a role in making this happen.
Approached by Jonah and Jay and others that they wanted to use part of this park for a larger museum, I knew I had to do this. I couldn't tell anybody why, but I knew we needed to do this. And Tom LaBonge mentioned Mark Brown, and he said we can do this. So once we found out we can do this, we had to do this. My father is the greatest man I ever met in my life. And he also was part of the greatest generation. As a 21-year-old man, he joined the United States Army, went to the United States Army Air Corps, fought at D-Day, fought at the Battle of the Bulge, worked through Germany. There was one period of time he never talked about. And he told me finally at his deathbed, it was December of 2000, what happened at a concentration camp that they just liberated. I'm glad he waited until I was 50 years old, because I never would have understood the horrors, the deprivation that human beings could do to one another. He told me other things that I'm going to leave silent, and they're going to go away when I die. But I also want to talk about my grandparents. They came from Hungary, Jasperny and Dunas Falbach, two small towns. They came in the 1900s for a better life in America. As all people want to do on the internet, you want to search your roots. Our roots stopped. They stopped in those two towns between 1939 and 1944 because our family was undesirables. We were gypsies. And so I can't go back. I can only...
Who made sure that this museum not only happened, but flourished as you see it today. Councilman Tom LaBonge.
Go forward. So when this museum was proposed, I knew then and there we had to do this. This is a beginning, not an end. And when we look back at all that's happened, we can never forget that when we go forward, we can never, ever allow this to happen again. So thank you, and thank you all for bringing this.
Well, thank you, Tom. This is a great day, and I thank Jonah and Randy and everybody else who played a role in making this happen.
To get to know you, Jonah, in my capacity as Executive Director, and I'm honored by being able to work with you and help create your dream. Ladies and gentlemen, Board of Directors member Jonah Goldrich.
I didn't write any speeches because I'm not that good on writing. I ran away from the Nazis when I was 14 and a half years old in 1942. And that's how I survived. But for me, it was very important to build a Holocaust museum and anything to teach the new generations about the biggest crime that was committed in the history of the world. And I want to make sure that it doesn't get repeated again. This time, it might not happen to Jews because there aren't that many Jews left in the world. But it's hard to believe, even to me when I don't sleep at night, how 6 million Jews, of which 2 million children, out of the 6 million that didn't even understand why they're killing them, happened. And I really want to thank you all that helped me, and I especially, even though there's many important people here, the only one that really helped me to build it in a public park was Tom LaBonge, because that's his district, because a lot of people tried to talk me in that maybe we should buy property on Wilshire Boulevard or something. I said, no, I want to have it in a place where thousands of people that don't know anything about it are going to learn something about it. And thank you very much.
And while we're assembling for the ribbon cutting, it's also a great honor for me to welcome Curran D. Price, the Senator from the 26th District. I appreciate you being with us today, Senator, and I look forward to welcoming you and guiding you through the museum. Fight of great risk to their life, their limb, their property, everything that they stood for, to stand up for good when everyone around them was sitting down for evil. All right, is everybody ready? And just be careful, the hill's a little bit slippery, but if you'd step forward, please, consuls, and go ahead and water your trees. We can get photographs of this. Thank you. It was a great moment. Once again, not necessarily in tree order. We have Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Belgium, Croatia, the Netherlands, Turkey, and the Consul General of Luxembourg. We stand together united for good, for peace, for harmony. Well, thank you, everybody. That brings to a conclusion our ceremony this morning. We have tours organized.